My name is Evan Floyd, and I'm an assistant professor at the University of Oklahoma in the Department of Occupational and Environmental Health. And I've been growing out my beard because I've been interested in the effect of facial hair on respirator fit. When I was in graduate school, I didn't like to shave all that much, but I was working with carbon nanotubes, and so I was concerned as to whether if I let my facial hair grow out for a week or so, what would be the effect on my safety if I was required to wear my respirator while handling the single-wall carbon nanotubes. Fortunately, being in an industrial hygiene program, we had access to respirator fit testing equipment, and using a controlled negative pressure test device, I discovered that even with about 2 weeks worth of facial hair, I could achieve around a 4,500 fit factor. That's a pretty good margin of protection out of a half-mask respirator, exactly like this. This is a 3M 7500 series, so it's not the baseline series, but it's not a full-face respirator either. I like this particular model because it has the downward exhalation valve, so you don't tend to fog up your own glasses, and the filters are back and out of the way pretty good. It's fairly comfortable to wear, but like with any respirator, it's not really something you want to wear all the time. So today what I'll be doing is fit testing myself with this respirator using a PortaCount Plus made by TSI. Of course, it's going to be an aerosol counting based system. We have equipped this with a sampling port through the filter, and as opposed to the traditional way with PortaCount of going through the actual elastomeric. And that's because with this particular respirator we have a hard shell on the outside and then a hard shell on the inside, and with this downward exhalation valve or downward exhalation port, there's really not a good place to fit this. And so just like if you wanted to test an N95 quantitatively using the N95 companion, you penetrate the material and then make a seal and simply test through the filter media itself. And that's what I've done here. So I've piloted this already, and I can see that I'm getting a pretty good seal on this, that I'm not getting leaking. And if anything, this would bias my test result. If it was leaking, it would bias my fit factors negatively, meaning that I'd have lower fit factors if I'm having leaking here instead of drawing all of my air from the inside of the respirator. So without further ado, I'm going to start my clock, and then we will do a series of fits, and then I will shave progressively to a shorter and shorter beard, and we will see what the effect is.
Okay, so with that being done, I did not fail a single fit test. My lowest was the first at 138, which is probably because I had ambient particulate matter in the mask at the time. And my overall fit test was a 191. So that's a pass. So with this respirator and over an inch of facial hair, according to the condensation nuclei counting principle, I have an adequate fit respirator.
Well, so that one, the overall fit factor was a 225, and the last three exercises, my fits were in the 300s, 307, 322, and 348. Oh, well, there you have it, though. 3 sets of fit tests, none of them failing, no individual exercise failing, no overall failure, and really passing quite reasonably with 177, a 191, and a 225 as the overall fit factors.